Chambol, a much-studied place in India, where even the police were afraid to go. One infamous bandit after another ruled there. The whole kingdom trembled in fear of them. But they themselves could not have imagined that a woman would be the leader of the robbers. Friends, I am talking about Queen of Dacoits, Phoolan Devi. The administration of 2 states trembled in her name. I will tell you some of her unknown stories. Born in a low-caste Hindu family in a village in Uttar Pradesh, Phoolan Devi was 1963. At the age of 11, her family, under pressure from her uncles, forced her to marry a 30-something man named Putilal, who physically and sexually abused Phoolan Devi. She faced struggle from the beginning of her life due to poverty and social causes. Faced with torture, child Phulan returned to her own home several times from her husband's house, but was repeatedly sent back to her husband's house due to social pressure. In 1989, over land grab, due to a family dispute, teenage Phulan injured her cousin by pelting stones. After this incident, the police of the local police station kept him in custody for almost a month. Phulan was raped by the police in jail. After being released from prison, he was ostracized from his family and village. Her biographer, Malla asked Phoolan Devi if she was raped in the police station. In response, she said, "They made fun of me and beat me severely." In July of that year, Phoolan Devi was abducted from her father's house by a band of dacoits named Babu Gujjar.But another robber of the group, Vikram Malla, likes Phoolan Devi. Within 3 days of Phoolan Devi's abduction, Babu Gujjar was killed and Vikram Malla became the party's leader. Vikram Malla could not bear this brutality of Babu Gujjar on the tribe. For the next year or so, their band of dacoits terrorized the Devaria, Kanpur and Orai regions of Uttar Pradesh. However, Vikram Malla and Phoolan Devi introduced the custom of distributing looted property among the poor. In love, two give each other the status of husband and wife. Among the lower caste and poor Hindus of those areas, Phoolan Devi is very popular. Among the people there, she was known as Dasyu Sundari. Fullon plundered the village where her first husband Puttilal lived. She dragged Puttilal, punished him in public, and put him upside down on the back of a mule and gave him a severe beating. The bandits left Puttilal almost dead. While leaving, Phoolan Devi left a letter as a warning to men marrying underage girls. The gang of robbers of Phoolan Devi and Vikram Malla stopped with the death of Vikram Malla. An upper caste member of Vikram Malla's dacoit gang, Shriram, is released from jail and kills Vikram, abducts Phoolan Devi and takes her to Baimai village near Kanpur. In Baimai village, for about 3 weeks, Phoolan Devi was gang raped by Shriram and many others. Malla, in his book, narrates the torture she suffered during her stay in Baimai village. Phoolan Devi said that she was also sent to fetch water from the well, naked in front of the villagers. Then on the 14th February of the year 81, Phoolan Devi returned to Baimai village with the group. They went there and asked the villagers to hand over Shriram to him. But in the whole village, not finding Shriram, the enraged members of Phoolan Devi's group shot dead 22 men of the Dacoit community, standing in a line. In that incident, there was a great uproar in the whole of India. Under pressure, the then Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, VP Singh, was forced to resign. Phulan carried out various raids, looting the villages of upper caste people living in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, abducting landlords, rail robberies, etc. After the murder, Phoolan Devi's name spread worldwide. She is considered the face of protest of oppressed, Dalit, lower caste and tribal people in India. Even a film was made about him, which was directed by Shekhar Kapoor. The book written on her biography was titled India's Bandit Queen. When Phoolan Devi later surrendered, she claimed that she was not present at the time of the murder. Later, under an amnesty scheme, 2 years after the murder, Phulan surrendered in Madhya Pradesh. Some local witnesses later revealed that Phoolan Devi did not order the Baimai murder. However, in most of the narratives, it is found that Phoolan Devi was directly involved in the Baimai murder. She was in prison until 1998. Khushwant Singh, in his book Phoolan Devi, Queen of Dacoits, has described it through multiple eyewitness accounts. After the Baimai murder, pressure came on the law enforcement agencies to nab Phoolan Devi. After nearly a year of trying, unable to arrest Phoolan Devi, the Madhya Pradesh police tried to pressurize her to surrender. The then SP of Madhya Pradesh's Bhind district, Rajendra Chaturvedi, was tasked with negotiating with Phoolan Devi. Rajendra Chaturvedi travelled alone from Madhya Pradesh to Kedan area of Chambol district in Uttar Pradesh, to meet Phoolan Devi in December of Bairashi. He was with Phoolan Devi and her party for about 12 hours. In an interview with BBC's Rehan Fazal, Chaturvedi said that after sitting on a motorcycle for about 4 to 5 hours, and walking approximately 6 kilometers, he met Phoolan Devi in the early hours of December 6. Those with whom I went to the valley, left me standing there, and told them to proceed on receiving the handkerchief signal. After a while I saw the signal and stood on a hill ahead. From behind a tree there, a tall man came towards me. He introduced himself as Man Singh. As Man Singh beckoned me to go ahead, I saw a woman in blue bell-bottoms and a blue kurta coming towards me from behind a lamp. Her neck-length hair was tied with a red handkerchief. A rifle was hanging on his shoulder. Phoolan Devi, known all over the world as Dasyu Sundari, came before me and placed 501 rupees at my feet. Phoolan Devi made tea for Rajendra Chaturvedi with her own hands that day. At one point in the conversation Phoolan Devi asks, "Why have you come here?" Chaturvedi replied, "We want you to surrender." At that time Phoolan Devi suddenly became angry and said, "If you say I will lay down my arms, I can shoot you now, I am Phoolan Devi." SP Rajendra Chaturvedi, recalling that day, said that seeing Phoolan Devi getting angry, he thought the situation was going out of control. Man Singh was then introducing the other members of the party, with Chaturvedi on his side, to cool things down a bit. After a while, when Phoolan Devi's temper cooled down, she again asked Chaturvedi, "If I surrender, will you hang me?" Chaturvedi replied, "We do not hang those who lay down their arms." 12 hours with Phoolan Devi and her party. As Chaturvedi was returning, Phoolan Devi gave him a ring, for his mother. However, to make sure that Chaturvedi has come to settle on behalf of the chief minister, a member of the dacoit team is asked to accompany Chaturvedi. SP Chaturvedi, along with the dacoit member, met Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, Arjun Singh. Then Chief Ministers Arjun Singh and Rajendra Chaturvedi met the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Her permission to begin the surrender process. Rajendra Chaturvedi met Phoolan Devi several times over the next 2 months. Once he also took his wife to meet Phoolan Devi. Phoolan Devi wrote in her autobiography Phoolan Devi published in Kayanaboy, Chaturvedi's wife was very beautiful, and a kind lady. He gave me shawls, clothes, gifts. He also brought us home-cooked food. BBC's Rehan Fazal asked Rajendra Chaturvedi why he took his wife to meet Phoolan Devi. Chaturvedi said at the time, "I wanted to show Phoolan how much I trust her." In February 1833, a day was fixed for the surrender of Phoolan Devi and her party in Bhind district. Rajendra Chaturvedi was saying that, for her overnight stay, the previous day, a dak bungalow had been fixed. When we were driving from that dak bungalow to Bhind, Phoolan Devi's team started firing blanks. Chief Minister Arjun Singh was already on the stage where the surrender was supposed to take place. The stage, Phoolan Devi bowed down to the portrait of Gandhiji placed there. Then, looking at the people present, raised her rifle in her hand, and placed it at Arjun Singh's feet. Phoolan Devi was in prison from 1987 to 1998. However, she was never taken to any jail in Uttar Pradesh. In 1998, all cases against her were dropped, and she was released from prison. After her release, she joined the Samajwadi Party. Despite having no academic qualifications and no involvement in politics, she was elected Member of Parliament from Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh. Then in 1992, she won the second round of Lok Sabha elections. While sitting as an MP, she was shot dead by a young man named Sher Singh Rana in front of her residence in Delhi on July 25, 2001. Before Phoolan Devi was shot dead, this Sher Singh Rana developed an affinity with her family, said Umid Singh, Phoolan Devi's husband, in an interview. Mr. Singh also said that one of our social organizations was Eklavya Sena. There was a woman from Uttarakhand in that organization who used to visit our house. The driver of that girl's car was Sher Singh Rana. Sher Singh started coming to our house with that girl. On the day Phoolan Devi was killed, the boy came to our house. It was the day of Nag Panchami, said Umid Singh. On that day Phoolan Devi also fed Sher Singh with the milk she had made with her own hands. After that left for Parliament. If you like the video, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to get this kind of videos.